a minute. I see now that they're not dragging us behind cars. And they're not boiling us in oil today. So why then should we be armed and ready for battle? Here's my last point. The reason we should be armed and ready for battle is because the warfare is no longer in the physical realm. It's now in the spiritual realm. Can I preach while I'm here? It's now entered into the spiritual realm, and that's why you have to be armed and ready for battle. Because many of you wake up in the morning and you're tired and you just slept 7 hours and you just slept 8 hours and you woke up and you sit down and you still tired. How could you wake up in the morning and you still tired? You know why? Because in your spirit you've been fighting all night long. You're tired because your mind has been warring all night long. You've been in the bed all night and you've been warring in your spirit, because the Bible says in that later verse that there were principalities and powers that you're fighting against. It ain't your boyfriend. It ain't your ex-boyfriend. It ain't your daddy, baby, or your babe or boo. That's not who the fight is with. But the fight is against spiritual wickedness in high places, because your spirit now has been warring all through the night. You've been wrestling in your spirit and in the spirit world. No, the enemy is not shooting guns at you. No, the enemy is not stabbing you with natural knives. So, Bishop, then why should we be armed and ready for battle? Because the devil is not using guns and knives against you and I. What he's using today to shoot us with is loneliness. What the enemy is using today is depression. His weapons today is lust. And you can't stay married to nobody because this man don't satisfy you, that woman don't satisfy you. So now you want to become bisexual and trisexual and get dogs and cats. Come on. Nothing can satisfy you. That's why you keep breaking this girl's heart and that girl's heart. And then she stands in your face and she tells you, why did you do me like this? I gave you my everything, my body, my love. Why did you cheat on me, Tony? And with tears coming out his eyes, he really loves you. And he don't know what to say. He said, baby, I don't know what. And he ain't lying. Come on. He's not lying. He don't know why he cheated on you. That demon inside of him is spiritual warfare. It won't let him be happy with you. It won't let him be satisfied with you. And he run to Susan, and he go to Tamika, and he go to this person. That spirit of lust is what the enemy is fighting you with. Can I preach what I'm here? He don't even know why he doing it. He said, baby, I don't want to lose my home. I don't want to lose you. He ain't lying. He said, well, if you didn't want to lose me, why did you do it? He don't understand. It's a spirit. It's a demon that the devil is using to attack with. Not only is he using lust, but he's using frustration. He's using stress to kill you. He's using divorce and abandonment. You don't know where your daddy is. You don't know where your mama is. Your grandmother raised you. And every day you're dealing mentally with abandonment issues. You're dealing with rejection. Dreams the devil is planting in your mind, making you go crazy. No, he's not boiling you in oil. He's using spiritual warfare to destroy you. That's why you got to be armed and ready for battle. Do I have a church in here? Oh God, you're not going to be fought outwardly. The warfare that you're in is not outwardly. But don't think that the devil is going to sleep on you. He's fighting you with spiritual warfare in your mind. And it's a fight to hold your very house together to the finish. It's a fight to finish your assignment. It's a fight to get to bed at night. It's a fight to get out of bed in the morning. So Paul says to the brethren, he says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. You're going to have to look deeper than the flesh to find out what's going wrong with you and your family. You're going to have to look deeper to find out what you're dealing with. And so Paul says, I want you to understand this. He says you're fighting a fight, and it's a spiritual fight. He says, but I want you to know you can come out of it. He begins to tell the people, he fighting a spiritual warfare. I got to leave you now. He said you've been fighting a spiritual warfare. He said you've been fighting the enemy morning, noon, and night. He's been using stress and frustration against you. You're frustrated so bad you want to quit everything and give up. But I came to serve notice on somebody that this ain't the time for quitting. This ain't the time for backsliding. This ain't the time for giving up. But this is the time to be armed and ready for battle. For you have a real devil to fight. And I want to talk to somebody in here because I know you've been struggling. I can see you in the spirit. You've been struggling. You've been suffering and going through. But God told me to tell you, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. It's time for you to get armed and ready for battle, because everything that God showed you is in the spirit realm, but you put it into your life by faith. I came to speak to somebody in here. It's time to grow up in your faith and get armed and ready for battle. Yes. We've let the devil take too much of our stuff. We've let him take our children. We've let him take our homes. And God knows you've been struggling. You've been having it rough in 2012. You had it rough in 2013 and 14. But God said 2015 is your year. It's your year of favor. It's your year of release. Slap your neighbors and I'm coming out with the victory. Tell them again, I'm coming out with the victory. Now give God a hand praise, everybody.
Hallelujah. Yes.
I don't know who I'm preaching to, but there's somebody under the sound of my voice. The devil's been fighting you not with bullets and knives, but he's been stabbing you in the spirit. He's been stabbing you in your dreams. He's been stabbing you in your visions. Every time you try to pull your family up, the devil stabs you. Every time you think you're getting married, the devil stabs you. Every time you try to start a business, the devil's been stabbing you. Every time you try to do something for God, the devil stabs you. He causes sickness and disease to show up in your body. But devil, you made a mistake. You let us get to this church today, and now we got this word to be armed and ready for battle. Slap your neighbors and are you armed
Are you all?
and ready for battle?
And ready for battle.
The last thing that he said, take up the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. How do you fight the devil? You fight the devil with the word of God. When Jesus went into the wilderness and Satan began to tempt him, Jesus gave him the word and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone. I dare you to pick up your word and begin to fight that devil. When he sees you coming with the word, he sees you armed and ready for battle, and then no weapon. I wish I had a real church in here. That's why no weapon that's formed against you shall be able to prosper. Cancer won't work. Diabetes won't work. Depression won't work. You put it on me, but I'm coming out of it. Lock your neighbor by the hand and say, neighbor, I'm coming out of it.
Coming out of it.
I'm coming out of it. I don't care what the devil said. I don't care what the devil did. This is my year to fight, and I'm armed and ready for battle. Stand on your feet, everybody.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.